This is our next session of Energy Rambles. With me, I have Dr. Elizabeth Steyn from the University of Calgary. Also, we've seen movement in the direction of providing equity participation for Indigenous peoples. Can you please give us an example of how there's movement in the direction of equity participation for Indigenous peoples?
Hello, Rosa. With me, Rosa Twyman KC. Yes, indeed, I can. There has been a power call issued by BC Hydro. It's its first major power procurement in 15 years. It's been asking for a 3,000 gigawatt hour per year target with a mandatory 25% Indigenous equity participation. And it actually received more than 9,000 gigawatt hour per year in proposals, all of this with a minimum of mandatory 25% Indigenous equity participation. I should note that this is a pass-fail requirement. In other words, projects that do not have this are simply excluded. So as part of BC's commitment to Indigenous economic reconciliation, it collaborated with First Nations groups to design the power call, and there are three major components. The first is this 25% mandatory Indigenous participation. The second is that there are evaluation credits to acknowledge First Nations participation in excess of 25% up to a maximum of 51%, and then notably 49 to 51% count for a lot. And then in the third place, there are non-equity economic benefits for other First Nations who are participating on a non-equity basis, for instance through royalties or employment. They also get credits for that. Insofar as funding opportunities for these are concerned, there are two major avenues: the Canada Infrastructure Bank as well as the First Nations Equity Financing Framework. Thank you, Rosa.
Thank you, Elsa.